We're back on PNW PM. Have you been keeping up with the news lately? Sources in Texas say there's a correlation between the opening of new gas stations and spikes in alien abductions. Pastor Chark Pinkington of Sandlot Baptist Church in Cattle Skull, Texas states that every time a new Buc-ee's opens up within 100 miles, a half dozen of his parishioners go missing. He further claims that when they come back, they've converted to Episcopalianism, but retain no memory of having done so. Might it be possible that aliens have given us a glimpse of their opinion as to which religion is true? Today, Bolivia lowered the minimum work age to 10 years old for self-employed youths. I wonder if this has anything to do with what Dr. Spandergrass was talking about last week. Many of you out there will remember our guest from last Thursday, Dr. Pat Spandergrass, who spent a wonderful couple of hours with us talking about the Bigfoot Mafia, their ironclad control over the plus-size yoga pants industry, and their ruthless exploitation of child labor laws. As always, I'm your host, Temple Kirk. Tonight, in the last hour of our show, we'll be taking your calls. Whether you'd like to talk about tonight's topic, Area 88, a top-secret place where products are never discontinued, or one of our news topics, such as the alien abduction at Buc-ee's, or the Sasquatch gangs exploiting our children. Or maybe you want to talk about one of your own topics. That's okay too. It's up to you. We'll be taking your calls right after this. Hi, I'm Dirk Spratt, and I'm phoning it in.
Hi, I'm Pinky Lipschitz, and I'm phoning it in.
Hey, my name's Maury Ricketts, and I'm phoning it in.
Millions of Americans are phoning it in as an alternative to hard work and striving for carrots we'll never reach. Our national mythology of apple pie and American dreams is long past its expiration date, and all we have left are the addictive devices in our hands and the promise of the sweet release of death. We're phoning it in. And quite frankly, American business should be grateful they're even getting that much. I'm Laverne Holloway, and I'm phoning it in. I'm Jackie Nutbumps, and I'm phoning it in. We're phoning it in, and you can too. Send a self-addressed stamped postcard to Phoning It In, P.O. Box 238, White Plains, New York, 00130, and we'll send you a 12-page pamphlet on how you can phone it in.
This has been a message from the United States Department of Coercing Labor Productivity in an Era of Nihilistic Malaise.
We all know that it's good to have guns when society collapses, but they're not the be-all end-all of survival. Gold is nice, but it's not going to help if you can't use it to escape the disaster and war zones in a sanctuary elsewhere. Food is essential, but it's bulky, subject to spoilage, and hard to defend. That's why, if you want to survive the upcoming storms, you need to arm yourself with the world's first ever 24-karat gold-plated edible assault rifle. Bling Bang Armaments presents the AR-MRE, a semi-automatic rifle with a stock made in our special test kitchen in Keene, New Hampshire. A space-age blend of pemmican, hardtack, and Jolly Ranchers is formed into a stock sturdy enough to shoulder thousands of rounds, but when dissolved in our specially formulated powdered broth mix and your added water, can provide up to 11,000 calories of emergency nutrition. Attached to this is your standard Armalite rifle barrel, chamber, and firing mechanism. It's the greatest survival tool money can buy, and when properly field stripped prior to eating, can provide up to 2 troy ounces worth of gold that you can use to bribe border guards, purchase sex or alcohol, or gamble with frontier warlords. The Bling Bang AR-MRE, the ultimate survival tool. If you do, indeed, want to survive. You're listening to KXPC AM, Clickatat. We're back on PNW PM, and we're taking your calls. Dale Perkins from Government Camp, you're on the air.
Let me tell you what, Temple. I really do think that whole gas station alien abduction thing is for real. Let me tell you how. I took my grandma to the dance in Estacada a couple of weeks ago, and anyway, she went to use the bathroom, and she was in there a real long time, which normally I don't worry about that, because, grandma tends to take a while when she uses the lavatory. But anyway, she was in there a lot longer than normal, and when she finally came out, she came out wearing a yarmulke with a picture of Justin Timberlake on it. I have no idea where in God's name she got that dang thing, and I ain't never heard no inkling of her being Jewish, so the only thing that I can think of is them aliens plucked her on out of the toilet stall, took her up in their ship, did what they wanted to do with her, and put her back down, giving homage to everybody's favorite member of NSYNC, as well as one of the world's oldest religions. I don't know if that counts as a conversion or not, but it is creepy as all get out, Temple, and I really think there's something sinister behind it.
Well, there may well be something sinister behind that, Dale, but there is a question I'd like to ask you. In the weeks and months since the alleged alien abduction, has your grandmother been attending synagogue?
Well, Temple, Grandma's just been doing what she usually does on a Sunday, which is watch her soaps on the old DVR. Although I gotta say, the old coot's getting a little bit PO'd now that Days of Our Lives has left broadcast TV and it's only on Peacock, because she don't understand them ding-dang streaming services. Gets her every time I hear her screaming, oh Lord.
I absolutely understand where your grandmother's coming from. A little bit of Patch and Kayla gets me through some of my worst afternoons as well. And if you see her before she goes to bed tonight, tell her Shabbat Shalom for me. All right, let's go on to our next caller, Lee in Junction City. You're on the air.
Hi, Temple. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm up in Junction City, which is between Eugene and Salem in Oregon, and I've been listening to your episode tonight about Area 88, where products are never discontinued, and I gotta say this, there's a beacon station by my house where they have not run out of Crystal Pepsi at all, not even once since it was introduced in 1994. I thought that stuff had gone off the market years ago. It's still to this day the only place where I can find it, and frankly, I'm wondering if they're maybe in cahoots with those nefarious types you were talking about earlier in the show, because it still tastes fresh. I don't think it's long since expired product that they're trying to pawn off us to get rid of overstock or anything like that. That stuff tastes like the real thing.
Lee, that is an amazing story. Will you do me a favor? Will you talk to my producer after this call is over and arrange to send us a bottle of that Crystal Pepsi?
Of course I can do that, Temple. Anything for you.
Well, thank you for the Crystal Pepsi, Lee, and thank you for calling PNW PM. It's time for a weekly segment, Skin King's Top 9 Songs of the Week. Take it away, Skin.
Hello, I'm regionally famous radio announcer Skin King, and it's time for the Top 9 on your favorite radio station, whose call letters I wrote on my left hand with a felt-tip pen, but then proceeded to dip into the pickle jar a number of times, and now I'm too embarrassed to ask. Number 9 is Ask Before Touching by Tanya Consent and the Snuggle Factory. At number 8, we have Social Justice Dubstep Polka by the Call Out Culture Club. Coming in at number 7 is Intersectionality is Gonna Be the Death of Me by the Privilege Hoarders. Steady at number 6, we have I Get By with a Little Help from Benzodiazepines and Home Equity Loans by the Shrinking Middle Class. Up 2 slots to number 5 this week is A 2% Increase in Social Security Payments is a Sick, Ironic Joke by your soon-to-be evicted grandma. While down 3 spots from the top this week, it's Washing My Boss's New Yacht by hot new boy band FML. Debuting at number 3, Happiness is a Self-Driving Truck by Vicky Vibrator. Number 2 is where back in the day I would have written in a puerile bodily function joke, but times have changed and so have I. So this week's second spot instead is held down by Harry Earwax and his high-definition belly-button lint coat with their worldwide smash, Your Lord and Savior Owes Me $20. And in the number 1 spot for a record 7th week in a row, Agriculture Was a Very Bad Idea by Hunter and the Gatherers.